Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Imene BECHEIKH. I'm the Director of Seniors in the Ministry of Women, Family, Childhood and Seniors, Tunisia. It's with great pleasure that I stand here today on behalf of Her Excellency Naziha Al Abidi, Minister of Women, Family, Childhood and Seniors, Tunisia, to share with you the Tunisian experience in the area of the elderly care and the programs and initiatives we have implemented to ensure the well-being of senior citizens at this advanced stage of their life. Before I go further, I would like to apologize my French accent. English is only my third language after Arabic and French, and this is certainly not my strongest point. So please bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, Tunisia, like many other countries in the world, is witnessing a gradual aging of its population. The Tunisian population pyramid is more and more characterized by the contraction of its base due to a decreasing birth rate and an increasing life expectancy at birth. In 2014, the percentage of people aged 60 years and above represented 11.7% of the Tunisian total population. According to our demographic predictions, this percentage is expected to continue increasing in the coming years to reach 17.7% of the population in 2029 and 19.8% in 2034. This significant demographic change of the Tunisian society reflects, among others, the success of the healthcare and social policies implemented. It also features a set of determinants that could be summarized in four main demographic attributes. The first of these attributes is the feminization of the elderly. Older women represent currently 51% of the elderly population. According to our demographic projections, the gender gap is going to widen in the coming years, which requires the implementation of special programs targeting specifically older women who may be living in difficult conditions such as widowhood, chronic disease, and poverty. The second attribute is the growing number of older persons aged between 60 and 74 who represent currently 33% of the total elderly population. Most of these citizens are still active and can contribute to creating social and economic value, especially the retirees. This group is somehow vulnerable and is sometimes called the new poor, since in many cases their retirement pension does not cover their financial needs. The main challenge becomes here to protect them from poverty and at the same time to benefit of their expertise in a way that would help them improve their income. The third main demographic attribute we are observing is the increasing number of, I would say, the very old citizens, those aged 75 years and above, due to the increasing life expectancy at birth. This age group represents currently 29% of the total elderly population. It's therefore necessary to seriously consider their needs, which adds further challenges to the public finances, especially when it comes to the repercussions of the public social security and welfare funds. The fourth and last attribute, which derives from the previous one, is the rise in the index of older persons support, and as an inevitable consequence of this, the increase of the percentage of the very old citizens, those aged 75 years and above. According to several studies, the balance of social care in Tunisia would gradually shift from children's support towards the elderly support by 2029. Ladies and gentlemen, In the light of these demographic features that characterize the population structure of the Tunisian society, a legislative system has been implemented as a legal basis for various programs and a set of mechanisms that support the social and economic security of senior citizens. Given the short time I have here, I would highlight only a few of them, and I would be glad to share more after the session with whoever interested in getting more details. The first program I wanted to highlight is the most recent Social Security program. The Social Security law has just been issued in January 2019. The program is targeting the poor and limited income citizens who suffer a multidimensional deprivation affecting their income, health, education, housing, access to public services, and living conditions in general. While this program is not specific to the elderly and targets the whole population, senior citizens represent so far the category of citizens who benefited to most of it. They actually represent approximately 55% of the total beneficiaries of the program. The Social Security program provides the following social and economic protection for senior citizens, such as a monthly monetary transfer of approximately $66, occasional financial and in-kind assistance, free healthcare services and accommodation in public healthcare institutions, priority to benefit of social housing programs, helping in keeping the elderly in their natural environment represents one of the most important aspects of social security. For that purpose, an at-home care program has been created. The program aims at keeping senior citizens within their natural social environment, whether it's in their own families or in hosting families. This program is extremely important because of the significantly positive impact it has on the elderly, on the psychological and emotional levels, and also the strengthening of social ties and family relationships. While the at-home care program targets all senior citizens, the priority is given to those with low income and lacking family support. The second program I wanted to emphasize is the Alternative Family Program. This program has been put forward to encourage and provide support to families willing to host an older person who has no family support. The government is currently providing hosting families with a monthly grant of $70 cover the basic needs of the hosted persons. In order to further support this program and increase their effectiveness, a number of good practices have been adopted. One of these is the deployment of multidisciplinary mobile teams to provide various healthcare and social services to the elderly in their own homes. The number of these teams has reached 43 teams, 24 regional teams and 19 local teams. These teams are supported financially by the government with transportation and management grants. In total, 5,000 older persons are currently benefiting of their services. In addition to the services offered to the elderly at their homes, the Tunisian government has also implemented policies to protect especially the marginalized older people and those lacking family support. 12 public institutions have been established to provide the necessary support to this category of the population. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to these policies and services, the Tunisian government has also implemented a set of mechanisms intended to further anchoring the elderly in the society under what we have called a Society for All Ages initiative. Among the best practices that could be emphasized here, I said, the establishment of day clubs for older people to protect them from social isolation and provide them with cultural, recreational, and social activities, as well as healthcare services. The National Plan for Retirement Preparation and Active Aging. This plan provides a preparation to the post-retirement stage and aims at preventing the common psychological shocks and trauma most retirees go through upon retiring. It aims also at encouraging and motivating new retirees to remain active, which allows younger generations to benefit of their experiences, expertise, and competences. The creation of a national register of competencies among senior citizens and retirees. This is basically a database of those national competences and talents, both men and women, who should interest in putting to good use their intellectual and professional expertise for the benefit of the youth and the society at large. In spite of these various programs and mechanisms, Tunisia is still facing multiple challenges in the area of older people care, support, and social integration of both the economic and the social levels. On the economic side, the main challenges would be, one, to encourage and support the private sector investment in the elderly care, especially those lacking intellectual and physical autonomy. Two, to create new opportunities for those senior citizens who are still active and possess specific talents and expertise to continue to wealth creation and the economic and social levels. Three, to address the growing demand for healthcare services as well as social and cultural activities for the elderly while ensuring their equality and sustainability. Four, to adopt a social and solidarity economic approach in order to promote various development and service projects that guarantee the well-being of the elderly of the social and health levels. On the social side, our main challenge is to ensure and sustain an environment where the elderly can enjoy a life with dignity and an effective protection against the social risks they may encounter. Among the main initiatives we have implemented for this purpose, three are particularly important to mention. Implementing a national social protection platform in line with the ILO 202 recommendation for the establishment of national social protection floors, in particular the recommendation to guarantee a basic income security, at least at a nationally defined minimum level for older persons. The promulgation of an organic law on the establishment of the Social Security Program. And probably the most important of these initiatives is the drafting of the Code of Senior Citizens, a first of its kind worldwide. This code fully embraces the United Nations principles pertaining to the elderly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude my speech with some recommendations that derive from our experience in serving the elderly and that may help in meeting the challenges that many countries face in that area. From our humble experience, the main recommendations here would be: one, to adopt a holistic enabling approach that supports particularly the vulnerable groups of the elderly at the economic and social levels. Two, to reduce the gender gap among older people by supporting and encouraging the participation of older women in the management of public affairs. Further, 3, further integrate the aging perspective when designing national development strategies, plans, and programs. 4, to involve and further empower both public agencies and NGOs in managing and facing the social risks that threaten older people. 5, to promote and disseminate the culture of older people rights and prevent all forms of social and economic exclusion on the basis of age. I want to emphasize finally that in many cases, older people suffer, unfortunately, multiple forms of discrimination stemming mainly from social stereotypes that classify them as a social burden and nurture an image of incapacity. Serving the elderly starts first by combating and breaking down this stereotype and promoting the idea that older people are not a social burden. Older people possess a wealth of experience, expertise, and competences. They represent a precious mine that many cultures call the grey gold. This shift in mindset is essential to ensure an effective integration of older people in the social and economic life and prevent a waste of valuable human resources that are definitely capable of adding a lot of value to their societies and economies. Hope you all the success for this council work. Thank you very much for your attention. شكرا على حسن الإصغاء.